Good evening, guys. Again, so Adhiraj, am I audible? Okay, so Ronak Audio is back. Let's start with this in this paper, Bull Mock Cat 13. I think a fair mix of moderate and difficult questions. I would recommend. So, what's your take, guys? So, how did you find this paper? From my side, it was moderate to tough. I'm talking about only English section. 50 questions, 16 plus 34 verbal. So what was your score? Yes, all of you. So Venkat, are you my regular student? Venkat, if I am audible, are you my regular student? With this 615 to 796 percentile. Ronak, no, you're not. You're an online student. Okay. So let's start with this. So Ronak, you got 96 percentile. Good, yeah. So what's the point? 79%. You're regular Gurpreet, you're a regular student 1-4. It's very clear from your ID even. So you want to attend this session for just the sake of attending. Let's play analysis. You're doing fine, otherwise keep it up. Okay, let's move on to slide. I have picked up few RCs and few grammar based questions. So this paper had difficult, out of 56 difficult questions, moderate 28 and easy 16. I would simply calculate that you should get 12, at least 12 easy, 17 difficult, and at least 17 moderate and 2 difficult correct. So all in all, it has to be 31 plus out of 50 questions. In this particular level of test, one should get at least 31, then he or she should consider that the person is, he or she is in the safe zone. So you can benchmark your performance with this. Okay, let's go for this practical attempts. So one should have 28 minimum whenever we're talking about this kind of paper. So I don't know how many you attempted, but 28 minimum out of 58, 50 questions. Okay, let's see what questions we have in this show. So this is appropriate summary, 50-second question, and 50-second, I think people mark this as medium. So let's read this question. Take your time, take 1 minute, just try to recall, because the question had two close options and we shall be taking up these two close options. So it says that if one thing is for sure, it is that I decided what breakfast cereal, and then he started this question. Author started with one example and later on he generalized this example into something very general conclusion, this specific example into something specific general. One thing for sure is that I decided what breakfast cereal to eat this morning. I opened the cupboard, I examined the options. When I ultimately chose one of the things over Kashi Foods, etc. Kashi Good, friends, it came to me. It came from a place considered judgment free from external constraint, predetermined laws, or did it? Now he's talking about third line onward. He's talking about why he picked up this. So was it free from external constraint, predetermined laws, or did it? Now this question about how much people are in charge of their own actions is among the most central to human condition. This question has been raised by the author. Do we have free will? Again question. Are we in control of our destiny? Again question. Do we choose the proverbial honey bunches of oats? Again question. Or does the cereal, some other mysterious force in the vast and unknown universe, choose us? Again, we are not sure what exactly led this person to choose to pick up one specific food item out of 2 or 3 whatever items were available. So Greek playwright Sophocles seemed convinced that people have no real control. Now these are not his views. Just make sure that Greek playwright Sophocles seemed convinced that people have no real control over their fortunes. Not authors, but someone else's views. The character Oedipus, for example, tries desperately to buck. The buck is to falter, make something false. The prophecy is saying that he will kill his father and marry his mother, only to end up doing just that. So these are not author's view, just pick up an example. So Pritika, you're writing 3, Aditi, you're writing 28. So what is 28? Pritika, third. What is this third? Answer to this question. So okay, let's pick up 20 is the score. 20th score means you attempted out of 50, I think you got Wrong this time. Maximum wrong out of whatever you attempted, Aditi. I think that's why score is less. But again, 28, if I talk about in terms of percentile, must be around 80, 85. Okay, let's talk about the choices here. So we were thinking about question number, you're talking about 52nd. Author expounds. So we should know the meaning of few words in order sometimes to handle these questions. So author expound means explain the subject of free will and use example. He's not explaining something, he hasn't understood this himself. So throughout the passage he has raised question, means what is the option, what is the possibility, was that free will, or do we have free will or not, throughout the passage. So he's not expounding anything or expounding on anything. So author explores the mysterious aspect of free will and goes on prove. He hasn't proved anything, just raised few questions. Yes, Pritika, you're absolutely right. Answer is 3. And fourth says author adroitly means skillfully evades, ran away from answering the question regarding the existence of free will. He's not running away from anything. He has just raised few questions that what made him to pick one of the food items over another. So he's just questioning, raising questions. So author skillfully uses example of Searles and Sophocles' play in order to highlight the conundrum, means the mystery posed by matter of free will and whether it exists or not. So third is the best summary as per the context. Therefore, third is the best answer. The second best, little would have been second, but the best is again third. So am I clear, guys? So now we have got so many celebrities, I think. Gurpreet, Abhinav, Raj, Dwarka, Apurva. Apurva, are you an online student who wrote something related to cat a couple of days back? Apurva, mails, one of the mail you dropped are the same guy, student, Apurva Ghosh or something? Okay, let's move on to next question. Let's see what we have. Now point is that why we keep analysis, because in verbal it's something is different from quant or DI in terms of approach, because here we're not going to prove anything, solve anything right in front of you. My point is to pick a few things which will help you in answering question, selecting or rejecting choices in a better way. And while reading any RC or any question which you have marked medium or difficult, I pick up only medium or difficult questions, not easy, anything that can be understood by reading explanation. So I just pick up that why this was wrong, why this is right. Okay, again, this is based on Naipaul. The fact is Naipaul. Just take 1 minute, just rush through this. Okay, Pritika, this question can be handled in this way. Whenever you read any question, anything, let it be paragraph or any summary based, any context, you come up with different answers. Just focus on the major idea or the ideas. Pick up keywords only. Always remember that examples, illustrations, data and a fact cannot be the main idea. Especially examples, data, illustration, etc. cannot be the main idea. Idea should always in the form of idea. So whenever you read anything, just focus on ideas presented, mark the keywords, use scrap paper in a better way, then try questions. Am I clear, Pritika? And read the question very carefully, because generally choices are correct, but sometimes they are not answering whatever has been asked. See, just to trick you, we as paper setter pick up the right line, draw the correct inferences, but sometimes the options which seem to be correct will not be answering the question asked. You have to be extra careful. So read the question carefully, try to understand what has been asked and focus only on main things. Practice this technique and you'll be see marked improvement. Oh yeah, this is for sure. And when I've seen this myself, this is my own experience, that whenever you reach at the end of the paper, let's say you're attempting fourth paragraph, RC, generally we place this fourth paragraph at the end of the paper. Whenever you cross 80th or 85th question, your performance will drop, and because of tiredness or you lose focus, feel distracted, and you see here and there and say, wow man. So yeah, it is true that we are really tired, exhausted, and we're not able to focus. Let's say after taking a rest on sometime like this, taking a cup of coffee, you attempt the questions again, you'll get these questions correct. So point is that you need to practice to improve your stamina in this case for all of you, practice now. Start practicing 4 RCs in a shot, because you will see that when you do this for first or second time, you will see your accuracy dropping after second RC. Then you see your accuracy dropping after third RC, and after if you get this continuously on continuous basis, one shot 4 RC accuracy, and distraction, focus, concentration remains the same. So you will not your mind will be habitual of attempting maintaining stamina throughout the paper. Is very important, very important. Okay, let's see what we have. In fact, the Naipaul provides powerful ammunition for all sides. Powerful ammunition for all sides of the debate means people debate. Now debate can only happen, Naipaul is a writer, and if debate can only happen if people read his stuff, whatever he writes. So were Naipaul simply a monster? Were means he is not. He and his writing would not be so compelling. Had he been bad writer or something, non-serious writer, it's not so compelling means very interesting, and people are really compelled to read whatever he writes. So in fact, author is supporting. The passage is supporting this person Naipaul. Revealing himself to a monster, in one instance he will use that very quality to his own advantage in the next. That's how he uses the radical side of his personality. This protean means changing quality makes Naipaul larger as a character, novelist, thinker, etc. than any of this category meant to encompass is to surround him. Those, for instance, who want to discuss Naipaul for what Woods call his conservatism. Conservative means you stick to traditional culture, customs, civilization, laws, etc. Find themselves often more mood-wise radical eyesight. Those who even criticize him as conservatist or following conservatism, they are also often not mood-wise radical eyesight. More often than not, mood-by means they are also impressed by, and vice versa. Inevitably, to read Naipaul is to experience rather exciting. Exciting means author is again praising. The passage is praising push or pull, attraction and repulsion. Sometimes you are pushed, sometimes you are pulled. So you can see this even in short quote from Packard's Review of French. Means all in all, the author is supporting, praising Naipaul and Aditi. Okay, now am I audible, Aditi? So now I am audible. Yes, I think I should be now. Okay, Aditi, am I audible? Just check your connection if I am, because rest of the people are pressing yes. I think some problem with at your end. Dwarka, your question. It is advisable. For example, it depends upon your level of comfort with this section. I don't know your level of comfort. If your level of comfort, you're not so comfortable with this section, your strong part is DI Quant, then it is advisable that you should not go for all the RCs. It's for sure. But make sure that minimum 2 RCs are required. Without 2, you will not be able to clear the cutoff required for non-cats. If you're not aiming for cat, if you're aiming for ad, then it has to be 3 RCs at least. And if you're aiming for non-cat, I'm not aware of your target. But if it is non-cat but good institute, then it has to be 2 RCs. Yes, it is not advisable to go for all RCs. And if you have to leave 1 RC to accommodate the rest of the paper, make sure that you leave whatever the subject you find it difficult, because generally we are moving around philosophy, psychology, where whatever we pick, let it be even technology. We are in this our paper also we picked up one weapon technology based RC, design fiction also. Again we hovered around morality. So make sure that you are aware of all these terms we are using. Shall be using cat, will be using this genre or type often. So make sure that you're clear, you're clear with the jargon related to technical vocabulary related to these areas, because we know that youngster they move away, they run away from these areas. Dwarka, you're aiming for cat, then 3 minimum. Yes, we can afford to leave 4th one, whichever. But point is that you have to improve your inference, summary and other such areas, because it has to be minimum 25 plus questions, minimum 25 plus question per section to reach there. Am I clear? Have I answered your question, Dwarka? Yes? Okay. So anytime, welcome, Dwarka. So let's see how, but at the end of with this, so let's see, so here the keywords are provide powerful ammunition, debatable, author is supporting throughout, narcissist pleasure, doing so, but he ends with the thought that it is sensitive and vulnerable. I was utterly helpless. I have enormous sympathy for people who do strange things out of passion. So by turning his sympathy around, he elicits it from us. But it's a very clever, shrewd a very intelligent writer at the same time, and he uses different emotions, range of emotion things, weapons, ways to attract, sometimes to push readers as per the passage. Let's see. Now, monster's quality of Naipaul make him hard to bear. This is technically wrong because people read this author, so they bear also. So therefore, first is technically wrong. Naipaul, as we know through his work, Character Thoughts is but limited narrative, much larger life, which can enthrall anyone as soon as come in contact with. This is half true. Only has this choice has touched a positive aspect of his personality or his writing, therefore rejected. It's not the complete summary, I would say. We are not drawing inferences out of this. Naipaul is a man much more complicated than Naipaul the novelist. There is no way comparison has been drawn. Novelist, the human being, novelist, Naipaul the novelist, or Naipaul as human being. Fourth, yeah, Aditi, absolutely right. You're born genius, absolutely. So the endearing and the exasperating means annoying. Endearing is people bear and somehow lovable quality, endearing, and exasperating is quality that across his work as his personal life make him so compelling figure that it is very difficult for us to avoid him. So fourth is the best summary as far as this is concerned, because we need to include a positive as well as a negative aspect of his writing and personality, and which passage has done so we also have to. So let's see what we have. Apurva, can you please discuss RC at 3538? Let me check which particular RC you're talking about. You tell me RC, which particular RC, Apurva, you're talking about. Because the first RC is about, there is homily plurb, there is a homily plurb that devil finds the idol in mind, etc. The first RC you're talking about, I think, design fiction 1. Okay, design fiction 1. Okay, yeah, definitely I'll pick up design fiction 1 also. Because we are running short of time, 5:37 is already. So, okay. If you say so, I'll pick up design fiction 1 first. Let me check where the number is. Design fiction. Yeah, it is. Second RC was collateral damage. Design fiction, very interesting passage. It says that designs, yeah, it is 85. It is not 38, 35 to 38. Page number 35 to 38. Okay, fine. It is about, so Abhilash, you are playing joining leaving session game. Okay, we have to understand first the structure. Let me open this RC for you guys. Okay, this is design fiction 1 RC. So design fiction draws on a long tradition of technological storytelling. Every technology starts with a story. We don't know how first hominids who fashioned the hand axe from flint shaped their thoughts. It says that fictions draw on long tradition of technological storytelling. So designs related to futuristic weapons, technology, etc. They come from stories of cinema or the fiction. That's why design fictions draw on a long tradition. It says that very important line, it begins in the imagination, and that imagining extends to what the tools will help us to achieve. These stories can be as dry as patent or as fanciful as commercial for new gadget that will magically endow your life with the shining perfection of the product you are being sold. Google Glass. So you are being sold. So shining perfection means it's made fascinating. Life would be made fascinating by these objects. Your life with shining perfection of magical endow your life. New gadget will magically endow your life with what? Shining perfection of the product you are being sold. So all along praise for Google Glass, not criticizing. So they are so the technology and the imagination. They are so interwoven with the familiar kinds of science fiction. The ties between scientific speculation, technical imagination, sci-fi are close and complex. Even generally new ideas most often come up with the tech arena first. So very important, very important. Even the generally new ideas most often come from tech area first. So Arthur C. He has given so many examples. Arthur C. Clarke is often cited as techno-visionary for his ideas about geostationary communication satellite, but these were first outlined in 1940 for technical essay. So from technical area, things will come into the fiction, not from fiction to technology. And yet the casual chain can run in other direction also, no doubt. Clarke roadmap to planet fundamentally shaped NASA's space policy in 1960. Pioneers of rocketry drew heavily fictions of Jules Verne, etc. Means both the sides traffic is there, but primarily the first things turned up in tech area. A very twisted RCs in terms of understanding. Author is moving here and there. Often the imagining of sci-fi and technology work as echo chamber. Very important line. Echo chamber, reflecting ideas back and forth, means they complement each other. With tech innovators conveying sci-fi inspiration as a way of communicating what the device might do, etc. Back and forth means sci-fi and technology in a chamber. So they support each other, they complement each other. Sometimes they draw inspiration, sometimes they also draw. Behind the first cell phone, happily told that it was inspired by Star Trek communicator. At the same time, he had been working on Motorola on handheld police radios, and mobile phones was simple extension of this idea. But name checking Star Trek was a good way to attract people's attention. So again example. So sci-fi can be astonishingly, surprisingly effective at promoting possible technologies. So sci-fi media help technology, technologies help sci-fi media. This takes on a new dimension in film which trades realistic depiction of tech underpin and fictional worlds. So he has given an example of John Undercover, which has been framed as one of the questions that lab researcher who was working towards just such an interface. One thing was shown on one of the movies, and he was actually working on such kind of interface. So last point, in a nutshell, he says that creating pre-product placement for technology that do not yet exist. So design fiction, science fiction are important. They both complement each other. Let's see questions. The primary purpose of the passage is to explain how the world of science fiction works and how it places itself unobtrusively in the unobtrusively means the word seems to be negative, but it has a positive meaning, that is functional. 85th. So I read this line for you. They just like echo chamber, they work these two areas, science fiction and technology. Yep, that's why I emphasized on this particular line while reading this passage. Second is the primary purpose to highlight how design fiction works and how self-fulfilling loops are created by intermingling of technology development and science fiction. So they support each other. First is half true. Third, they explore how science fiction can come to rescue. The rescue is a wrong word here by researcher. To showcase how development ideas first lead to the creation of tools and how this ultimately becomes a part of stories we read. So they support each other. So fourth cannot be the main idea. Yeah, self-fulfilling is the keyword here. So it can be inferred from the passage. So while reading the first paragraph of this RC, we found that Google Glass, very fascinating product developed by the Google as per the passage. They can make your life full of shining, perfection, etc. So nothing negative about Google Glass can be inferred. So wherever you find negative choice, can be rejected straight away. It says that first, for example, say that products such as Google Glass showcase how stories behind technology can be misleading. So negative, therefore rejected. Second, let me finish this question first. We are already running short of time. Products such as Google Glass showcase story behind the technology can create in the form of commercial that entice public. So nowhere it was mentioned. So that inference can be drawn that these were created to entice beneficial product as per the passage. So no point in criticizing Google Glass. Third is fine. I think is the right answer. Products such as Google Glass showcase how stories behind technology can be fascinately portrayed. Positive. Fourth, products such as Google Glass showcase how stories behind technology are driven by the commercial interest. So there's no talking about commercial interest or so, it has to be third. So moving on to the previous question, Aditi, let me check. So why answer can't be? First, it is not the primary purpose and it is half true. As I told you, to explain how the world of science fiction works and how it places itself under the real world. We are not only talking about, this is half true, we are not talking about science fiction only. We are talking about correlation, these three aspects of science fiction, design fiction and technology. First is not entirely wrong, but it's not the primary purpose. Primary means the major purpose, a very important part. Am I clear, Aditi? So the example of John Undercover highlights what? Because John Coffer was simultaneously working on one project which was shown in one of the movies, Minority Report. He was working on the same prototype, interface, etc. So somehow it was accepted by, so answer to 87th would be endorsing. How science media can help endorsing possible technologies. So it was shown in the movie first rather than came out commercially. So endorse is the key word here. It is not stimulate, he was working independently. So see, without reading the passage, how can we reject few choices? First is germinate. In first choice it is saying germinate. Second choice it is saying develop. Develop is equal to germinate. There cannot be two correct choices. Stimulate is to push, a little lesser than germinate, but it is again, it cannot be. So shown in the movie first, then world came to know about this technology, so it has to be second. Am I clear, Dwarka? Okay, Apurba. Stimulate. Nobody stimulated. This Undercoffer was working on whatever technology it was shown in movie before it was launched successfully whatsoever. So it cannot be stimulate. Therefore, am I clear, Apurba? You can go back to the John Coffer example. He was working on something independently. Yes, Apurba? Okay. So let's see what we have. A very interesting passage, I would say, about beloved animal. So he's talking about, the passage moves around two very important words: extinction and conservation. We need to conserve, we need to protect the species or the animals. So beloved here is beloved is generally used things, animals threatened with extinction. So but it miscredits the concern as per the passage. Loss of whole species is not the leading problem in the conservation. The leading problem is the decline in the wild animal population, sometimes to a critical degree, often depending on the health of the entire ecosystem. So better that we should not, as per the passage, as per the first passage, it says that we should not be worried about extinction only. He has drawn beautiful analogy with the patient or doctor. Medical science is not about preventing people from dying. It is making them healthy, keeping them healthy. It is not that we are always worried about death. We have to be worried about death as per the example mentioned here. So it has to be, should be entire ecosystem rather than thinking only about extinction. Very beautiful line, very funny line. As soon as you enter doctor's chamber and doctor would begin your examination, well, you are dying, let us see what can be done to slow down your death. So medicine is about death, so should be the conservation. So this is has been picked up and framed as one of the questions. So in this paragraph, now many now assume that we are somewhere in between of human man-made sixth March extinction, means because of our activities on this earth there will be sixth March extinction episode. Earlier 5 happened because of change in weather pattern. For fifth we shall be responsible, sixth. So but we are not into the mid of as per the passage human caused sixth extinction. The 5 historic eliminated 70% of the population of species in relatively short time. Now this is not going to happen immediately. Say that it will take a couple of centuries, few millennia for this to happen. This author doesn't support that this human beings will cause sixth mass extinction. So the range of dates in the statement reflects a profound uncertainty about the current rate of extinction. Estimates vary from 0.1% to 1% per decade extinction of the species. So this has been done, raised by created by IUCN. One means author in totality says that nothing to worry about extinction. This is not going to happen sooner. Better prevent and protect existing animal species or all animal species rather than just thinking about beloved animal from extinction point of view. Let's read if you have the question. When author says beloved animal threatened with extinction, he is essentially trying to, because whenever extinction, the keyword here to answer this question is the very first paragraph. If you go on to very first paragraph, again mode of the, but it misdirects the concern. The concern is to conserve entire ecosystem, not to worried about extinction alone. So miscredits. If I go back to the question again, so try to reflect the urgent need for conservation. While talking about extinction, it's not talking about think about conservation. He's talking about this particular word used by the media misdirects the people, scientists, community, etc. They are moved away from this conservation world, trying to showcase need of honest portrayal of the facts in conservation world. Because last few examples, the extinction rate from 0.01% to 1%, and it will take couple of centuries for this to happen. So if someone writes extinction so many times, so this will mislead the people. So second is the right, is essentially. Third is wrong. No, Aditi is not 1, I think. 89th is second, Aditi. Is third is wrong. Why third is wrong? Trying to highlight now conservation issues are subtly manipulated to mislead. They are not manipulated. The way they are presented in the media or wherever, whatever, this will try to misdirect the people about the concern related to our ecosystem and environment. Third wrong technically. Trying to mislead to believe that extinction is not a problem. It is, but it's not going to happen sooner. Fourth is also wrong. Not answering. So am I clear, guys? Let's see what we have next. 99th question. Okay, what about rest of the people? Gurpreet, are you still there? Gurpreet, Abhinav, Raj, Dwarka, Apurva, Venkat, Harshika, Adhiraj, Shubham. Okay, let's read this boring sentence rearrangement question. We are already fed up of 5 and here we see 6 sentences para jumble. Okay, so you all are there. Gurpreet, moderate or tough in what sense? You're talking about what? This question or the paper or the life? Yeah, Gurpreet, design RC primarily. No, you need to from your angle. If I talk about students' angle, yeah, I would say moderate to tough. More inclined towards tougher side, difficult side rather than moderate. And you need to have very cool mind, focused mind to read, understand these kind of RCs, because this is a very last part of the paper and generally we all are very exhausted, tired, and we lose focus and not able to concentrate properly on these kind of passages. Okay, we are doing 99th question of your paragraph or this paper. I think that it is a simple question. I don't know why people have marked this as even medium or difficult. I think because of its position only. The question is simple. I think because of position, 99th question of your exam paper. So opener in this case would be, so do we know the meaning of, guys, do we know the meaning of this prandial? Because it is all about this word prandial. Post-prandial bliss is especially sweet when enjoyed in the shade of a sunlit restaurant terrace in Vernazza, Pichriks village in Lingoran, the Italy's northwestern coast. So do we know the meaning of word prandial, guys? I picked up this question just to tell you the meaning of these two words only. Otherwise, question is very simple from my angle. But I don't know why you marked this question as medium to difficult. So prandial is related to lunch, related or during lunch or dinner. Post lunch or dinner bliss is especially sweet when enjoyed in the shade of sunlit restaurant terrace at some place in Italy, northwestern coast. C has to be the opener. So fortunately we have got 3 sentences. C with 3 C as an opener. So we have got CF. Then we have got CA. Now F says, I was several days into my holiday. I realized that contrary to my habit back home, so little bit of disconnect is there. We are talking about post-prandial, post-lunch happiness, bliss is especially there. But all good things. Now we can connect this bliss. Apurva, in general question, how to choose LR question, how not to attempt time consuming LR. See, I take verbal only, HOD verbal. So whenever your maths quant faculty would be taking analysis, because they take LR part. My area is only 34 questions. So whenever you come next time, please ask this question from the quant faculty. Definitely your query will be answered. You can write this on you can shoot a mail also regarding this question. And Venkat, your question, will you suggest do first RC and then go to quant? Depends that if you feel that you are not so comfortable in maintaining concentration throughout, you've got shorter duration spell as far as concentration is concerned, then you should do first RC and then go on to quant, because in quant we need shorter span of concentration rather than in comparison to RCs, I would say. Am I clear, Venkat? If you got short concentration spells, then RCs first, because first half will be in a position and we have energy also to maintain concentration for a longer period of time, but as time passes we lose patience, concentration, and mathematics required shorter span of concentration spells. And Venkat, am I clear? It depends. So if you've got shorter spans, then RC is first, technically speaking, strategically speaking. So after C, A will come. in this question. Okay, Abhinav, I'll come to your query also. 75th question. I picked up this question to discuss also. CA mandatory pair, and after CA D or F. So after CA, so D says or perhaps not. So I had to perform one final parting ritual leaving a. So or perhaps not is connected to this, so it has to be CAD, not CAF. So it has to be fourth, CAD, or perhaps not. The only twist in the catch in the question is prandial, bliss. Bliss is connected to good things, and all good things come to end. So finally is confused regarding giving a tip, leaving a tip or not. So perhaps not. So he was confused. Therefore he asked the waiter straight away about the local custom. So E would conclude. So conclude E last. Before that B will come, because he went to were out of date, because starting worrying that my assumptions were out of date, because he assumed something, and before F, what he assumed F, that have been answered, it was not a talent base. So I think we are done with this fourth. Let's see what we have coming on to 75th. Right now I'm not carrying this question here, but I'm carrying this with me. 75th, let's see 75th question. In 75th, how according to the author passage, how monsters are created in this world. Monster means the wrong guys. The passage is about morality. Let me go through the passage again. It is about precision of technology, collateral damage. Collateral means both the side got the damage. Both the side got the damage. Both sides got the damage. Collateral. So monsters are created. I think in the passage all the options are clearly mentioned. One of the reasons for their creation is these people are reared and fostered. He has given an example, the way they have been brought up, exposed a wrong set of idea. All the choices are I don't know, Abhinav, why you're asking this. Answer is not C. In 70th the answer is D for Delhi. Why statement C has been chosen? Okay, you're asking that how come C is already given, is given in the past, that's why answer is fourth. I think this is your question. It says one of the reasons for their creation of monster is simply that their genetic endowment is such. Genetic means whatever they inherit from their parents. I think it is mentioned in the very first half. Come on to this line, Abhinav. It is, I think your point is this only, whatever I have understood from your question. Yeah, first paragraph, somewhere in between, wherever you find this monster word, genocidal said is the men for a want of right genes and the right upbringing. So all the statements are given, therefore answer was D. Have I answered your question, Abhinav? Question is very simple. For the want means lack of. Okay, this is one last question I'm doing. After that we shall wind up this session. 14th paper. Today we already started with the mock cat 14. So any of you taken mock cat 14, guys? Pritika, Amit, Adiraj, etc. Not yet. Okay, then all the best. Sunday. Okay. So all the best for this bull mock cat 14. Again, it's a very interesting paper. Few of the RCs are very, very interesting. So make sure that you maintain your focus throughout till the end, because I have seen after you cross question number 80, we start losing our focus, we are really tired, and we take things onto our heart and ego. If you're not able to solve any question, it's not necessary, it's not written any scripture or shastra that you have to attempt all the questions. Make sure that you attempt whatever you can. So last question today. So 83rd. So we have to pick up grammatically incorrect ones. So I think grammar based questions. So do you all understand? Let's say for example, if you get this question wrong, and whenever we send you this inbox, this PDF of the paper, so do you understand? Are you able to understand the grammar explanation after you go through? Yes, guys. That's why I generally avoid picking up these questions for discussion, because my aim is to discuss summary based, inference based and RCs. There the traps are there for you people. That's why I rarely pick up these grammar for discussion, unless I find very interesting thing to be shared. So in this 83rd question, it is stumbled over. It is not, in place of stumbled over, it has to be stumbled across, means came across. B is wrong. And in D, that American soldiers had been in and around both Archangel and Vladivostok was news to me, and I had to look up a map to confirm my wake since those places were opposite sides. We're talking about two places, so opposite sides of Russia. And E, I registered the oddity then forgot it rather than forget it. Forget is present. So guys, time has come to wind up the session. In next analysis, I shall be picking up RCs and inference summary based question. I'll not pick up even this para jumble question. My point would be to discuss with you because if you go and listen my first few analysis, I told the student how to understand the flow and the ideas present in the RC. So time has come. So next time I'll be taking 14th analysis, and my specific area would be something that to make you understand that how as paper setters or RC setters we play with your emotion just by turning the twist and making this passages difficult for you to understand. So I'll pick up exclusively RCs and inference based question. I'll make you understand how just by changing the story and inserting few twists in the stories we can confuse you. So guys, so will you be there? Yes. Next, just press yes if you think that you'll be able to attempt next time also, because I've seen that accuracy in as far as RC is concerned is dropping. So my point is to make you understand how come the tricks or the whatever traps we lay for you can be over. So see you next time around. As far as till then, all the best for MockCat 14, and we have placed few interesting RCs this time also, and few very interesting inference based questions. So I shall be picking up only inference based and RCs, because unless we have got expertise in this 16 questions, there's no point that we can think of getting into IIMs, and nothing less than IIMs A, B, C, fourth option FMS. If not here in India, then America, Stanford, Harvard. Nothing less, nothing more. Okay guys, see you next time around. So that agenda is clear for the next time. All the best. See you. Bye.